new overnight. Ukraine claims it destroyed a large Russian warship in Crimea. The Russian Defense Ministry says Ukraine air launched missiles to attack city and the ship. One person was killed and two others injured. The powerful explosions led to fires. Ukrainian officials initially claimed they destroyed the ship. However, Moscow says the ship was only damaged.
Well, Christmas saw no break in the fighting between Israel and Hamas. As the civilian death toll rises, there is a new ceasefire plan being offered, but so far, there's little, if any, support for it. This morning, despite growing international calls for a ceasefire, Israel is forging ahead with its bombing campaign in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a surprise visit with his troops, proclaimed, "We are not stopping." Netanyahu saying the war will continue until Hamas is destroyed. Just hours earlier, one of the deadliest airstrikes for civilians since the war began. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry says at least 70 people were killed in an airstrike on this refugee camp, dozens of women and children among the victims. Also, over the weekend, at least 17 Israeli soldiers were killed, sparking renewed protests in Israel. The Prime Minister was heckled in parliament by families of Israeli hostages held by Hamas.
We need someone to tell us what they're going to do. We need everyone to know that Romy and many more hostages are still held in Gaza, and we want people to remember them and to not forget that they're there and they need to come home.
Neighboring Egypt is now proposing a new ceasefire plan. It includes a mediated release of hostages and the formation of a new Palestinian government in Gaza. Neither side outright rejected the offer, raising hopes for a new round of diplomacy. But there's also growing concern about a wider conflict in the region. Iran says high-ranking Iranian general was killed during an Israeli airstrike in Syria yesterday. An Iranian political group now calling for revenge. Well, the U.S. is hoping to work with Israel to scale down operations in Gaza. Axios reporting one of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's top confidants will actually visit the White House today, where officials plan to discuss a timeframe for the next phase of this war.
People gathering for a funeral and prayer in central Gaza after one of the deadliest known airstrikes since the war began, with a terror attack on Israel nearly 2 months ago. The latest strike happened on Christmas Eve, with Hamas claiming nearly 60 civilians died. According to the Hamas-controlled Ministry of Health, more than 20,000 people have been killed and nearly 55,000 people have been injured since the war began.